Alright guys, so here let's try to understand that how we're going to implement it. But before starting that, I just missed one part in the previous video, I guess, explaining that why we used cookie, right? The cookie we used because the refresh token we are using for refreshing the access token, with if that access token get expired, that then we are using refresh token to refresh the access token. It means that gets a new access token for the user so that it can be utilized in front end. For that, we are let's say you have this refresh token, but what if this refresh token gets stolen, right? We cannot take the risk, so we are not storing it in somewhere which is accessible to the any front end script like JavaScript. So we are storing it inside cookie, and as well as we are making sure that it is not accessible by script. That's why we're making it HTTP only. So when we generate this refresh token with cookie, the cookie is only accessible to the server, and browser will take the responsibility to uh, use that refresh, pass this refresh token to the server, and you as a user who is developing this front-end application don't have access to that cookie. How this we achieve this by using the multiple options given while generating a cookie. We'll understand it while implementing Node.js. Right now, just remember that this JWT token is stored in cookie with server-side access only because of security reason. The one which I just explained, so that it won't get stolen. Keep in mind that you should not share it just by going to browser and right click, and just the way I showed you guys here, just go to storage and then go to this cookie and go to here. Don't share this for sure, right? All right, now let's try to understand this now. So secured, it is done. So this is done. Now front end application. So we are going to show you some practical example here again, that how this happens. But let's try to understand that what we are going to build in front end. So in front end is very straightforward. Okay, it's like we are going to create a application which is this one. It has a registration. First you will register it. Your credential will get stored in database where just username and password is stored for each user. Okay, no data means maintained for something like maintaining session, just for one time username and password. One time I mean that till you need to enter another time the credential, like you get it right. Not every secured page required a username password, but it requires JWT, which behind the scene, not by user. All right, so we have already understood a lot of knowledge about a cookie, so enough about that. Let's try to understand how we're going to implement the React application, and it's a summary of how we're going to implement React application, as well as we will try to understand the summary of how we're going to build the backend application. So the front-end implementation concept which we are going to code is very simple. If you see, what we are going to build is, we have few pages to build, and we will not go into much technical details. Not more technical detail you will find in the article, but we will avoid that as well, because anyway we are going to explain it while coding it. So in front end, what we are going to build is mainly multiple pages. If I just log out, so this is your front end application, where this is login page we are going to build. There is a registration page we are going to build. There is dashboard, which is accessible to anyone if the people is not even logged in, and a top hacker page which is secure. If you see this, we clicked I clicked just top hackers, and it is not allowing me to enter because I am not logged in. So it's a secure page. Now these four pages mainly we are going to build, and there is another logout functionality we are going to build in the header section, which you just saw that I just logged out. Right now, let's try to understand about how this flow will look like in the front end. So first, user will simply try to do login. After doing login, front end, if this credential is correct, front end will receive what it is called JWT token, one refresh token, another is access token. Okay, I've already explained about this. Like refresh token is the token which gets used to refresh the access token. Access token is the one which is used as replacement of the credential which we are just trying to log in using this username password. Okay, now enough knowledge on that. Going to just check and clear this thing so that. So right now we don't have cookie, we don't have any. So when user will first to log in, as a front-end developer, we will receive after the login endpoint will give us a response, the refresh token and access token. Refresh token we are going to store in cookie, and the reason being the same, to make it more secure and only accessible to the server, not the front-end script. Local storage we are going to store the access token, so that if the page gets refreshed, our token will be present for the application to be usable for secured pages. So if I log in, that will happen first. Let's see. So if you see, this local storage got access token and refresh token got stored in cookies. So that's part implementation we're going to do. That's the first thing of front end. Second, let's try to understand is other pages, right? Like after some time, right now, if I just run the timer, I'm already late, but I'm just starting this. Okay, so after this 1 minute, this cookie will get expired, and right now whatever it is going to be changed. So I'm just going to clear all, just paste this JWT token is going to expire within 1 minute. So less than 30 seconds is present to us. Now I just copied the cookie. Okay, no, and this cookie is not going to change. This cookie is just going to expire after 2 minutes. Okay, so we're trying to understand that as well. So 2 minute timer is still running. This looks like got expired. How you are? Let me just try to check top hackers. Oh, so this got 2 times refresh, I guess. So maybe this is already changed. So looks like our refresh token is expired and it's got already changed. If I just compare this, see, those are not same, because 1 minute timer is already done, 2 minutes is going on. Now once this refresh token also gets expired, which is our here, that means that user will have to log in again using username password. Usually if I just go to this page, let's see the timer. Okay, so I think it's we started timer late, so maybe it is already expired. Let's see. If it is already expired, it will log out for sure. Still it is good, so we are able to receive the top hackers with the credential access token. Now this access token will also get expired, right? The second access token will also get expired. When the second access token gets expired, at the same time we are also expiring the refresh token as well. So let's see. See, this has got logged out now automatically. The reason being is, it is saying, if you see this, where is this R token? This R token is the endpoint which is automatically used by application using access interceptor. So we will understand it later on, don't worry. So that R token is called using this cookie storage. If you see this one, now this to refresh the access token which is expired now. But what happened is, like, this access refresh token also got expired. Now when refresh token gets expired, there is no other way. You simply need to log in again the way right now it is redirected, and you will be logged out for sure. Since this is a very bad experience for user to get logged out in very few minutes, let's say, This I just explained for our understanding purpose, but ideally it happens expired in 90 days or 30 days or more than 1 year probably, or never sometimes. We should not keep it never, but yeah, 1 year maybe. So refresh token will keep refreshing the access token so that user will not have to log in again. If you remember, when you log in Facebook, you don't need to log in it again and again, right? When you're accessing different pages, maybe your access token is getting expired multiple times, but you are not redirected to login page to put the credential for login again. The reason being is your cookie, not it doesn't require that it will be stored in cookie only, but it's like your refresh token is there present to refresh your access token so that you don't need to use credential, that is username and password, again and again for a. This is to make a very good experience for the user. Enough knowledge on this. What is we are going to implement in front end now. So in front end, what we are doing is when this access token is expired, we are calling R token endpoint. This endpoint, R token endpoint, if you see this one, this endpoint we are calling with the refresh token, that please give me a new access token. And once that access token that refresh token also gets expired, server will throw error, and we are also handling that, and we are redirecting the user to this login page. That's the logic we are going to build in the front end. I hope this is clear. Let's try to understand now what we are going to build in backend. I think I'm speaking very fast. Sorry about that. I feel like I need to complete it, make it very short video, not a long one, you guys. So that's why maybe I'm going faster. Otherwise, I keep calm and I want to explain it very slowly. But yeah, nobody has a lot of time, right? Yeah. Anyway, backend implementation plan is very simple. We are going to implement 4 endpoints, and as you know that we are having registration, login. So for each of registration and login, we have 2 endpoints so that user will be able to register themselves and log in themselves. What happens in the registration at high level? We are just going to add that credential given as during the registration by the user in the database. That will be the password will be stored in the hashed form for security reason. We'll do that, and then we are done. If it is success, then we'll get respond the front end with 200 status code on registration endpoint. That's registration done. Coming to login endpoint, we are simply going to receive a username and password. We'll match with DB. If that is good enough, if it is matched, then simply we are going to generate a JWT token. Two JWT token. One is refresh token, another is access token. Refresh token we are going to respond in as cookie, and access token we are going to respond just as a payload of that login /login endpoint. After that, when this is done, and if it is not matched, we are simply will throw 401. That's the endpoint we are going to build in backend login. Now coming to R token. R token is like we will receive a refresh token to this endpoint. We will validate that refresh token in the endpoint. If that refresh token is valid, not expired, and not a valid one, then this R token, using this R token, we are going to generate a refresh token for user, which is also a JWT token. That will be responded back to the user so that user will not be logged out, and user can use this refresh token after. So user can use this access token after their previous access token is expired. So yeah, this R token is job is get refresh token, validate it. If valid, respond with new access token. That's it. If this R token receiving invalid refresh token, it will throw 401 error. That 401 error needs to handle by front end. The last one, and not this is not all. This should be at top. This should be top. Okay. All right. So hackers slash top. So top hackers. If you see this endpoint, we are going to build as a secure endpoint, in which we are going to say that whenever any user is requesting to this endpoint, we are expecting a access token, a valid access token, not expired, and then we will be responding with the result. If that token is not valid, we will respond for not valid. That's this endpoint all about. So all right, I think we are all clear with all of this endpoints. So let's stop here and let's try to now build our backend application first, and then we'll build the front-end application using that backend, and we'll have a lot of details to understand. But don't worry, I'm not going to explain the React and JavaScript part of it. I will just go to overview, not each byte of it, but I will explain, clone the repo, and then that repo will be like explaining about just the concept of JWT, and that's it. We are good at this. Cool. So let's see you in the next video then. Bye bye.